What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel. For those that don't know, my name is Alina Smith. I'm a writer and producer for acts like ITZY, Red Velvet, Produce 101, Sunmi, Mamamoo Subunit, Sorn, Classy, and many others. And on this channel, we discuss all things music production and songwriting. It's a pretty fun community, so if you want to join us, hit that subscribe button down below. All right, guys, it's that time again, a time for me to react to a brand new song that's come out and to try to recreate it right after. So today I chose Zoom by Jessi. For those that don't know, Jessi is a Korean rapper artist who is really badass and amazing. I've been a fan of hers for a while when I first heard her song Cold Blooded, which I thought was amazing. So we're going to check out the song now, and then I'm gonna give myself 1 hour to try to make a track like it. I'm not gonna be doing like an exact recreation. I want to make something that I can actually use, that I can write to, pitch to other artists. So, but I'm gonna sort of use it as an inspiration and show you guys how to make a track like it. So yeah, without further ado, let's just get into it. All right, I haven't seen this music video yet. I could just listen to the song, but it's more fun to watch the video. So let's go ahead and do that. That ass. I'm already into it.
Lights, camera, action.
She's badass, but the first thought on the track is that it just is really based on two things. One is that that kind of descending and then ascending synth. And then the second thing is just the big old fat 808, which are both things I can do. I love that hair with the little clips. It reminds me of hair I had when I was literally like 5 in the 90s. Should I do that with my hair next? I think yes. It's a very simple track. You know, it's really like based on US hip hop. There is a pre-chorus part coming up that's distinctly K-pop, but this part honestly like could have been Doja Cat, which is really cool. It just shows like the progression of K-pop and how things are becoming a bit more Western for certain artists and groups. So that is the part I'm talking about, where we suddenly get a chord progression, where before we were just hanging on the root note on the one. Now we're getting like a distinctly K-pop type of progression. You know, it's switching styles, is becoming a little bit more acoustic with the stomps and the claps. And it's just like a nice departure, you know, and then we get a little bit more singing as well. It all makes sense. All right, I'm probably gonna do just like a verse, pre-chorus, chorus. So I will basically try to come a bit close to this without, you know, making the same beat, because there's no point in doing that. So yeah, let's go ahead and get going. I'm gonna start my timer here for 1 hour, and we'll see how much we can get done. Let's get going. And here we go. Okay, the first thing is I've cheated a little bit. I've already gotten the tempo, which is around 100 BPM. So I kind of keep this folder of K-pop like samples, you know, and I add to it. Some of them I've made, some of them are just from like Splice or ADSR or whatever. But this loop kind of caught my eye here. What specifically about it caught my ear is the synth melody, the little pluck. So I want to try to create something like it. I'm inspired by this type of idea. So I'm just going to go ahead and make something of my own, you know. Okay, I've got this melody here. Obviously, it's not gonna stay a piano. I just want to try to find some kind of cool little pluck or something. Let's look around. It's also could be a sound that's a bit slightier, that's a bit more like what's in the Jessi song. Actually, in fact, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lengthen all these notes so they kind of touch each other. That sounds kind of weird. Right here. That way, we can also try out some glides and see. And so I'll have one that's staccato and one that's legato and gliding, and we can see like what is a cool vibe for this. Okay, I found a sound that I kind of like in Serum. I think it's cool. I think it could use like a little bit of sprucing up. All right, so after a little bit of tweaking, EQing, stuff like that, this is what I have. It still could change, but I think it's a good place to start. And the most important part of a song like that is this type of lead. So let's go ahead and get going in the 808 next. Actually, I lied. Let's grab a clap first, just because it will be easier to play to a little bit of rhythm. Okay, that sounds pretty good. Now I can do the 808. That's working like okay. There's something still a bit sterile about this synth. See, this is why I like finding a sample. A lot of people are like, oh, if you found a sample, you don't make it. Not a real producer. I'm like, it's a bunch of bullshit. Because creating something that's immediately inspiring, it's actually tons and tons of work as far as samples. This gives it a vintage feel. Okay, pretty good. I actually found this really weird, kind of slightly splashy, well, not slightly, really splashy clap. It kind of is different than the Jessi song, but I like it. Right. Just is something a bit different to bring in. Okay, so we do need a kick that's basically doing like the exact same thing as the 808. Just to help strengthen that. Probably something that sounds a bit stompy, a bit like rough in a way, in like a good way. So it offers some texture to the bottom end. I like that. Okay. All right, I dig it. Yeah, the clap's not like killing me. Like it's really good, but we need something splashier on top of it. Oh, that's good. Yeah. Yeah, because the clap in the Jessi song is very bright. It adds hype when you do that for sure. One thing too that I noticed that is nodded at in the Jessi track, it's kind of like a nod at like earlier 2000s hip hop, especially the turnaround part in the verse where the kick is like boom, 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 it makes me think of almost like Drop It Like It's Hot, Snoop Dogg, like that kind of vibe. So I'm gonna do something a little bit similar, but also I'm gonna think about specifically like that era and what sounds are being used in that era, and also incorporate some of that. So like I said, so the track isn't like a total copy. All right, so what I actually did is I went through my samples and I found some things that sort of give me those like early 2000s vibes. Like for example, I went into this drum machine collection, which is basically the 808 like keyboard sampled. So I know everything is in that is gonna have the samples that were used in those times. And I also listened to a couple of reference songs from that era to just see some of the production tricks that were used, and again, sample the sounds. So this is like a very important thing. Anytime you try to sort of make like a modern version of something that came before, what you really need to know is like what is being used, right? You need to understand like how it's being done. Okay, I did a couple of things off camera. So one thing I did that I think is really, really fun is I got inspired by the sort of rhythmic noise that's in Drop It Like It's Hot, Snoop Dogg, if you guys want to pull it up and check it out. So I basically pulled up this noise sample right here out of my little pile that I made here. Originally, it sounds like this. It's just a bunch of static. And what I did is I found a drum sample, which sounds like this. It's like a literal like acoustic drum sample. And I've gated the noise and I sidechained the drum sample to the noise. So with the sample muted, the noise sounds like this. It takes on the rhythm of the drums, basically, which I think is super, super fun. And then I added a little old school 808 crash cymbal. And then I played around with, again, like a little bit more old school 808 kit percussion. And I didn't want to use the cowbell that's in the Jessi song. Like, I understand the purpose of it. It's like that old school, like, kind of nod. But if I use that, it just makes my beat more and more like theirs. So I actually used clave and I used a couple of 808 toms, which do this. And just repeat every couple of bars. And then I use this sample, which I think is really fun. It's a Kiss sample. I think the song could be something like "Kiss It," like just like a little like kind of like my ring, my crown, my ring. I know you want to kiss it, like just something very like girly, like badass, Jessi vibe. Okay, so I think what I want to do here at the end though of this 8-bar phrase is I want to do a turnaround, something with snares that are a little bit like more rhythmic and where everything else drops out for a bar, so it just kind of has this space to breathe. Like dum da dum da 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 da. I like the kiss. The kiss is fun. All right, let's grab us a nice 808 snare. All right, I'll try it. It's hard to play something so rhythmic. And I went like a triplet in there, but I wasn't even gonna attempt to play. I'm just gonna edit that. Hey. Maybe I just have one kiss. Like da 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 da. Wow. Yeah, I think that's cute. Maybe right there one as well. I like it. Okay, that's awesome. And I think just again, a little bit of volume randomization, velocity randomization would be nice, just to give it some life. What I think we should also do here is we should add an 808 hi-hat on the second half of this chorus, because I'm assuming it's going to start with a chorus just like the Jessi song and then go into the verse, and we basically like use a similar beat for the verse. Yeah, these three right here are really nice. Maybe this one. And it could even dip down to the other ones as well. So I'm just going to play around with this. I just played like a really regular pattern because it's like pretty quick, pretty fast. And then I'm just going to like basically add things to it. And see how it feels, you know? Let's just say this is, I'm sure this first note's gonna be taken away because it's Ableton. Yeah, let me do a little bit of randomization. Beautiful. Some delay comp. Yeah, and I think here is where we can create like hot rolls and things like that, where it just feels a bit more interesting. Yeah, and then here maybe we do like a little bit of a triplet moment, like something like along these lines, perhaps. Like, oops. Okay, I like that. Just giving it a little bit of life movement, and here we can also do a little bit of something towards the end, maybe like a couple of either little rolls like this. You know, I Actually, this needs to be on 60. One of the things I really, really, really dislike about Ableton to the point I get really mad is that there's no 64th, note grid. I'm like, how, why? It's not hard. Add it. Yeah, that way I could do that without like guessing, you know what I mean? Okay. Yes. And we cut it here. Okay, beautiful. I like it. So this would be our chorus, I think. Very simple beat. And then we're going to start with the verse, which is going to be basically like very light version of what we just did. So I think we probably will take out the noise. I'm going to guess maybe take out these tom things, no hats, and see how this fares. Yeah. Yeah, I think we do this twice. Like very simple beat. And I probably wouldn't overuse the kiss. I think the kiss is like a chorus thing. So yeah. You know, I can immediately hear flows over this. I got the money, bitch, you know I know that sunny. Yeah, fun. And then maybe, this is I think where we reuse the snare again. Have that moment. Dun, 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 you know? And I think we should have something else, maybe open hi-hats that support this. Will go tss, 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 tss. In the background, maybe move that to the chorus too. It feels a little bare in that spot. And I might, just to be a little more creative, drag down the pitch just to, just add something. Hey, I like that. That's really cool. All right. Okay, so now we're going to have another verse, at least if we're following like the structure of the Jessi song. So, and on this verse is where we get like the hat like really popping in, you know? You know, and one of the things we can do to liven this up, right? This is a simple beat, and I think like this beat wouldn't be more complex than that, even once it's like done and mixed and there's top line and stuff. So I always think about like, what can I add to make this a little bit more interesting without overdoing it? And I think one of those things is like shouts, chants, any kind of vocal type of things. I like that. Yeah, maybe just a bit, like 2 steps down. Semi-steps. Maybe cut it a bit. I kind of don't like the yeah. The yeah makes it sound a little bit immature, so I'm just going to have the big drag on the O and never resolve it, I think. Yeah, I think that's cool. It doesn't have to be as loud either. Yeah, you know, stuff like that. And we can even have maybe the hey at the top here, the one I liked.
What?
Just so it doesn't feel like abruptly ending, something like this. Oh yeah, I like that. Like the kind of dry it is too. Sounds like a little crappy in like a good way. Yes, run it in the bay. Woo, yeah. Yeah, I hear a lot of stuff. Okay, I think that's great, honestly. Let's go ahead and do the pre-chorus. Okay, so I'm probably just going to start with the piano. It's funny that the Jessi song is using a piano. I wouldn't do that, again, because I'm not trying to be like, make a full-on copy. I'm just trying to make something similar, but not the same. All right, this is what I have so far with the piano. Yeah, I hear, you know, something melodic, something pretty musically, so it will work. Now, I think I'm going to create the drums first, and then I will pick the actual sound for this. I only have 8 minutes. I better hurry up. I mean, I think I'm doing better than in my other time challenges because this is like a pretty simple beat to be inspired by. It's not super, super complex, but still, I'm running out of time. Yeah. Kind of gives it more life, you know? But I sort of had to manually do this. Okay, I hear some kind of arpeggio come in and this is, honestly, might be fun if it's like either some kind of like fake guitar, like to remind us of the late 90s, early 2000s, maybe like a plucky string, like early Rihanna kind of vibe. I'm really sticking with like, you know, trying to tie it all together with sounds that people even unconsciously would pick up on and be like, oh, that's this, that's that. So I'm going to try like the plucked strings first, see how that goes for me. It's kind of cool. I'm gonna save that. It's cool. What I want now underneath, maybe one of these analog strings. This is my output. Thank you so much, Output, for letting me try these out. They're contact instruments. Really, really interesting. Still pretty new to me. I'm still learning how to properly use these. But I've used it on a couple of tracks now and had some really cool results. Ah! My timer went off. Dang it. Yeah, I kind of spent a little too much time on all of this, to be honest. I'm going to cheat like I always do whenever I'm on time challenge. I always end up cheating because I just like can't leave a track in this type of condition, if y'all know what I mean. Okay, so I worked on the pre-chorus for like 5 more minutes. I didn't want to be like a total cheater, but I just added like an 808 under it instead of that piano I was trying out, you know, a couple of sweeps, stuff like that, just so it doesn't sound totally bare. Don't get me wrong, the pre-chorus is not done in my opinion at all. I didn't really nail it, but that's fine. For an hour beat, this is a good start to something I could bring in a session and, you know, expand on. So let's just listen to it and see how close we came to the Jessi song. For an hour little beat, even the pre-chorus didn't sound like terrible. Like it's, you know, not done, but it gives the idea of what it should be. All right, guys, and that's about it. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you did, make sure you leave a like for this video. It really helps the channel grow, and leave me a comment to let me know what you think and if you have any questions. But that said, I'm gonna go, so have an amazing day, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.